Welcome back to Midco Sports tonight. Well, UND scored a big win last weekend against Northern Colorado that they hoped could right the ship on an injury-plagued season. But back-to-back wins would be tough to come by in Missoula against a top 25 Grizzly team. The Fighting Hawks made the trip west Saturday to face Montana on their homecoming crowd. Quarterback Keaton Studzard would be sidelined in this one, opening the door for sophomore Brad Heidelbaugh to make his first career start. UND's defense was rolling early, generating 3 turnovers in the first quarter, 2 by way of interception and also 1 forced fumble. But the offense was unable to capitalize on that momentum, and Montana would lead 7-0 after 1. There's that third interception. But in the second, UND's Brady Oliveira looked to spark the Fighting Hawks, bowling over Ethan Eberle. That would eventually set up a 35-yard Reed Taubenheim field goal, and it's 10-3 in favor of the Grizzlies. The game would open up from there as Gresh Jensen finds Keenan Curran for the 55-yard score. Curran does the rest. Montana would add a field goal to lead 20-3 at the half, rolling in this one. And then the second half would go much like the first, actually. Jensen hits his buddy Curran once again, this time falling out of bounds just before the goal line, but that sets this up. Elijah Lee for the 2-yard score, and the Grizzlies are leading 27-3. After another UND 3-and-out, big play strikes again. This time, Jerry Louis McGee turns a screen into a 64-yard gain. And then Jensen Gresh would take over from there on the 15, going 15 yards on the scramble for the score, avoiding tackles, and it's 34-3 in favor of Montana. UND would add a couple of touchdowns late. This one by James Johannesson, getting through defenders, goes 56 yards for the touchdown, but it was too little too late as UND falls 41-17 on the road. James Johannesson, a bright spot for UND, 7 carries for 93 yards and a touchdown, but this was all Montana. Jensen goes 22-35 for 423 yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but 42 yards on the ground and a touchdown there as well.
Came out with the plan on defense, at least, that we had to stop explosive plays because we know they had a lot of good skill players, and just keep grinding the whole game. We did tackle the best in space, which hurt us a lot. We didn't really limit the explosive plays. I'd say we played pretty good on defense for the majority of the game. It was just those few plays or whatever where they'd get a big gain or touchdown off it that killed us.
You know, the easy thing to do right now is lay down, right? So that's what we're not going to do. You know, we're not going to accept defeat. We're not going to accept losing ever. We're just going to keep fighting every game, keep trucking on, keep doing what we do best, keep doing. We're not going to train how we train. Not going to change how. Not going to change how we train. Not going to change anything we do. We're just going to go to work every day and try to get a dub next week.
North Dakota State also on the road, putting their 11-game road winning streak on the line at Youngstown State on Saturday. The Bison were the last team to beat the Penguins at home. YSU coming out flying in the first quarter. Nathan Mays delivers a perfect pass to the end zone for Damon Patterson for the 22-yard touchdown. Penguins lead 10-0 after the first. NDSU rallying back. Easton Stick over to the end zone. Check out that unbelievable catch by R.J. Urzendowski. Hauled it in with one hand, 16 yards, and it's 10-7. Just before half, Bison drive it down inside the 5-yard line, but had to settle for a field goal. Cam Peterson bangs it in for 19 yards to tie it at 10 in the locker room. Third quarter, YSU goes on top midway through the third. Mays keeping the play alive and finding an open Kevin Rader on the sidelines. Takes it in for the score from 29 yards out, 17-10. But NDSU answers on the next drive. Stick over the middle to Nate Jensen, 22 yards for the touchdown. His first TD reception of the season, tied at 17. First play of the fourth, the Bison would take their first lead of the game. Stick on the quarterback keeper, spun out of a tackle, gets some great downfield blocking, and he goes all the way. 80 yards for the touchdown. He had 172 rushing yards for the game, a career high. Late in the game, Youngstown drives 90 yards to tie it up. Tevin McCaster pounds it across the goal line from a yard out. Tied up at 24 with just over a minute left, and it goes to overtime. Youngstown gets the ball first. NDSU would get a stop, and Zach Kennedy missed a 40-yard field goal attempt. It goes wide right, so the Bison have a chance to win it. Cam Peterson, kick is up from 36 yards out, squeaks through the upright, and the Bison win a thriller in overtime. 27-24 the final. There were no turnovers in the game. Total yards just about even, but the Bison did have 6 sacks overall. 2 of them by Jabril Cox, who was named Missouri Valley Newcomer of the Week for his performance. Bison still undefeated at 6-0.
Our defense stepped up. We blitzed them a few times. Fortunately, a great kicker for them missed a field goal, and then we were able to get just enough, and then Cam came in and hit another big-time kick, and it's another big one for Cam. So excited about the win.
It's really hard to win on the road in the Valley, and any week you could get beat. And so, like I said, this is a tough environment. Playing at night against a really good football team. They did some really good things on defense, and so yeah, it's huge knowing we're going back home for 2.
It's a big road win, great team victory. I know we have a lot of things to work on, and we're going to get better.
But the defense got that stop that was huge for us, and we had all the confidence in the world just to pound it and try to get some yards and then put it on Cam's leg, and he came through again for us.
Coming up next, it's Saturday storylines. You saw the highlights and the scores. Now, what do we make of the FCS weekend results? Stay tuned.